Good freaking morning. Oh my goodness, it feels like I've been gone for so long. It's oh my gosh, I ah. Either way, I'm gonna thank God because I'm here. All the negative shit has left this whole entire body. Whatever sickness got to me, wow, I have no idea. I haven't been sick like that in years, in a long, long time. Especially as an adult, I can't remember. Yeah, I don't, long time ago. But I'm just happy to be back. Doesn't matter. Today's day, it's a new day, baby. And what difference does last week make? It makes absolutely no difference because we are here today alive and well and good. So, get this thing started. It's serious. Look, the problem even wasn't even so much that, I had a cold or whatever. It was more so this pink eye situation I had too. My throat was still messed up. Yes, Antonio, I'm happy to be back. My goodness, man. It's been like, I don't know, like 2 weeks almost at this point. I was not trying to get on any antibiotics or no medicine. I don't like taking medicine, but I had to take it today. So, well, the last couple of days I've been on them. Some infection, viral, something more serious than just a cold, I guess. It was able to bring me down, we'll say. Brought me down pretty good, but should have got to my grandma. My grandma would have said, rub a couple of eggs around you and this or that, or somebody would have said. They did, by the way. But anyways, let's get this thing going. My gosh. Like, even though I'm not here, I wasn't here the last week or 2 weeks, you can kind of tell what I would have been doing. Like, I don't need to kind of, um, you know, come here and basically sound like I'm lying because I don't think anybody would kind of think that I would be lying by saying it's a good plan to buy the dip. Have your levels of support because they oftentimes will provide you with a lot of bounces. Let's go over on a 5-minute time frame. You will see this. It's just, I mean, come on, like look at this. So, by the way, I'm gonna be making some videos later on. I've been working on them. I'm just trying to get the editing down better because I've never really edited videos where they look better than just like me talking. I want to do something a little bit better. Realize there's a lot of people that kind of want to hear this approach about traps and stuff like that, right? So like, look at this in itself. This in itself, I mean, I would argue that there's a heavy level of support right here, right there. And look at that. This in itself shows you the hints. It gives you the hints right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 little mini traps there. Even though I would say that's like 2, 3 traps there. So we have 3 traps to the downside currently. We do obviously have resistance up here. I mean, it's very easy when you just kind of zoom out. Like you can't be on a 1-minute time frame and expect to see the big picture. So we have some traps to the downside currently. It's pretty straightforward to see this. I mean, just stick with me, right? I know some people might be like, it's hindsight. Please get it, save it. Like this is exactly what I talk about every single day. This is like, essentially what I do. And I'm gonna be showing some videos later on, some nice, pretty looking videos with traps and that system before somebody else does. Because I want to give kind of, I mean, I'm not making any of this up, but I want to be a little bit of the pioneer when it comes to the trap system on YouTube. So, but anyways, so we have these little traps down here. So today's very simple. I mean, as long as this 11 holds here, right here, which is what? The low of the trap. The low of the trap must hold. If the low of the trap fails, that means that we go down. That's the key thing of the trap. We need to trap. We need to grab liquidity. That's what I mean by trap. We need to grab liquidity below this level of support, meaning there was stops down here, which we got them. We got the liquidity. It's called liquidity graph for a reason. There has to be some type of support that we flush so we get their orders. We trap the shorts to the downside. We reverse back into the range. And the short stops are going to be here. They're going to be here. Wherever they're going to be placed. It doesn't really matter. The point is they're going to be back in the range. And then now, the magical part of the trap is as long as 11 holds, we continue to grind this thing higher. So we're just plain and simple consolidating right now just to go higher. Of course, 11 can fail. Of course, 11 can break. But until it does not break, meaning where we're at right now, if I had to toss a coin, we're going up, baby. All we're doing is we are doing what's called a bull flag here. This is what I would argue is a bull flag. Even zoom out on a 30-minute time frame, it pretty much looks even like a flag. You have the post, see this right here, right? Post, and then you have flag, right? Pretty much what a flag kind of develops and how it develops. So the idea is simple. We're pushing higher. As long as 11 holds, this push is good. And this is why technical analysis is amazing, because you don't need to come here and be guessing. You don't need to come here and be like, where are we going? Where's the trend going? Until 11 doesn't fail, I'm not looking for a short. I'm just not. If it wants to dip all the way back down to like 15, perfect. I might take a buy of 15. So another possibility is, of course, we dip through like maybe 22. We reclaim 22 maybe, but yeah, the idea is simple. You need to understand the bottom. Where is support? It's right here. This is now the support at the bottom. That's the low of the trap, baby. It's the low of the trap. So, I mean, it's simple when I describe it like that, I guess, because it's a very simple idea, in my opinion. On a 2-minute time frame, this is what that would look like. We have support right here. You have support right here, and then look at it. But the major level is going to be that 11. Why? Because it's the low of the trap. That fails, we go down. That's the hint. When 11 fails, that will be the hint that we are in for a pullback, that we want to pull this move back. So until that does not fail, I'm just looking for a long. I'm trying to look for a nice spot where I can get in long. Simple plan. This is why in the mornings, I might sound like, if I don't explain myself, I'll be like, well, above 11, I'm looking for longs. Below 11, I'm looking for shorts. But if I tell you like that, you're not really going to understand why it is that I'm saying those things, right? So I am going to be releasing a nice video later on, actually. It's going to be later on or tomorrow. I want to, like I said, I kind of want to be the pioneer of this trap system. There's a couple of other YouTube videos that you can find, but they kind of have their narrow view on like liquidity graphs, and they do utilize some other thing. I don't utilize anything else. I utilize just the trap, the backtest, and the breakdown. I really want to explain those 3 points. And again, this is all free content. It's not a matter of just a matter to try to provide some value for somebody, because I know what it's like to be trading without any advantage, or at least feeling like you have no advantage. Because I'm going to be honest, look at this. I want to show you something. This is what my charts used to look like. Okay, this is coming back from one of my notes that I made here. Okay, this is back in June 2023. So I was already like a year in, okay? And this is what my charts look like. I'm not here trying to criticize anybody or anything about anything. I'm really not. I'm trying to show you this. Like, look at this. This is from my own notes from TradingView, because here on TradingView, you can have notes, journal, I guess, right? And I did used to journal here pretty heavily. So I used to make notes. This one's a very plain and simple one. Look at this. I had the VWAP. I had the outer band VWAPs. I had EMAs crossing EMAs going all over the place. I had volume indicators. I had the RSI at the bottom there. I had it all. Like, it's not that I don't use these things. It's because, like, look at. Again, please, I'm not trying to criticize anybody or anything. I'm just showing you what I've done. Okay. Look at all these notes. Look at this. Some people could trade like that. I just cannot do it. So if one day, I can get an email or something from somebody that says that now their charts look like this, and support and resistance is all they use, basically lines that they draw, and they're able to be profitable from that, that would be the day that I know that I did something good for the community. I know that sounds weird, but true. Charts should look empty, like this, naked. Just your lines, right? Like your own support resistance line. You do need lines. You're not gonna remember every single level. I mean, you could, but that would put you like a genius level. You also like this is what the like I think about sometimes when I was like, when I'm alone, I used to think about this, and I was like failing and not understanding trend. I was like, well, probably I'm asking the wrong questions. Number one, you got to understand what is the stock market to begin with. Like, if I were to ask you what the stock market is, can you answer it? Can you tell me what it is? We all know it's companies. We all know it's made up of some things, right? But what is it really? And at the end of it, it's a very simple question. It's a place where people exchange ownership of companies. About it, right? Like you have stock of Apple. I own stock of Apple. Uh, I bought those shares. They're my shares. If I want to sell them, I need to sell those shares to somebody else. There's a finite amount of them. There's not an unlimited amount of supply of these things. So that creates sometimes imbalances or price in general, right? But price is dictated by people like you and I. And of course, when you're talking about the stock market, the more money you have, the more powerful you are. It's as simple as that. Like I can't it makes sense if you think about it. Like if I'm gonna go and fight, let's say McGregor or Mike Tyson, who's your money gonna be on? It better not be on me. Like it better be on Mike Tyson, right? That's easy money. But that's easy logic to understand. The market's the same thing, but for some reason we kind of fail to understand it. You and I cannot move this market. You and I don't have sufficient money to move this. But big institutions who do have the big whales that do have the money to move this thing, they move the market in the direction that they want, right? Like that's what creates trend. Secondly, if the big ducking whale bought this market at, let's assume 5,800 since last month, they've been piling on long. What do you think is going to happen when price reaches 5,800 for whatever reason? Do you think that they're just going to drop it? No. Likelihood is that they are going to probably step in again as buyers and buy and add into their position. And how can I prove that to you? Well, I mean, look at this hourly chart here. I'll even pull up the daily chart. Okay, you really got to change your thinking about this. Look at the daily chart. So the daily chart is painting a very clear picture. This is each candle represents one day. And what does it tell you? It tells you that this thing wants higher. And two, it tells you, look at right here. You see this? Do you think that this is coincidence? Do you think that I drew this magical box here and chart decided to step in here and show this area into support here? No, it's not at all coincidence at all. Zero. Something happened here. Okay, these guys were probably piling on from down here. Okay, they decided to sell here. Okay, they made the money. Obviously, they need to sell. They're big freaking whales. They will push the market lower. But what did they never do? They never came back to their original price where they were originally piling on long right here. Okay, so when we do push back higher, they're just breaking through their own level of resistance, if that makes sense. And then when they do back test it, what do you think they're doing here? They're piling on even more long to the long side. And this is what I mean. Like, I know it might sound cynical, but this whole thing is rigged in a way. And we don't need to be arguing with the rigging. Okay, we need to understand that we are weak players. We would not be winning against Mike Tyson, so let's just duck and go with them. You know what I mean? Let's wait for the traps and let's just be overall buyers. If you were short 90% of your trades in here, I can argue that you would have been a bad loser. Okay, if you try to get long in here and you kind of you fucked it up a little bit, you're kind of at least a smarter loser in a sense. So don't forget that which I'm saying. Like that is what changed my whole mentality on trading. You need to understand what the stock market even is to begin with. You can't come here and expect to pull back just because you feel like it's too high. Like that's ridiculous. I used to do that. I used to think about that. How much would I go back and slap myself in the face on that? My first trade, I remember getting all excited. I'm like, this stock market is too high. It's too ducking high. Like 2.5 years ago. What do I do with my own money? I put like $8,000 short. Yes. And then I lost like 3,000 in one trade. And then I'm like, yeah, That didn't end up well. If I had done it the other way around and just simply left it there, fudge. Anyways, that was like 2 and something years ago. And I was trading options too. So please understand that about the market. The big whales that move this thing, they also need liquidity. And that is where we gain our advantage. You don't need to feel small and weak. You need to feel powerful and mighty because that's what we are. They have everything, but they don't have the one thing. They don't have one thing that we do have. And this is our edge in the marketplace. We can get in and out immediately. They cannot. They need to trap. They need to create pockets of areas essentially for traps and pattern building, some form of consolidation. This is why the market consolidates, accumulates, distributes. But we have to wait for that fake, that trap. Like that's how this whole thing is rigged to begin with. Imagine this thing starts dumping here, right? This thing starts dumping here. We know support is at 11, right? So fine, let's assume we buy it and it kind of pulls back even deeper. We lost. All right. But maybe what if we don't buy it right away? Like I'm just trying to argue out this point here. Because two things could happen. We could either bounce from here, or two, we could basically dip, reclaim the level, and then push on up even higher. And this is what I mean by the trap. I can just go back and show you. I don't need, like, look at this. They even look like ducking V's. Okay, look at this. This is from overnight this is from October 10th. See this here? You see this low here? We flushed it. See this? The level flushed, okay? And it reclaims pretty quickly. Once it reclaims, straight up, right back up. That is a liquidity graph right there. We push up. What do you think happened here? Whatever, we make a higher high there, and then we end up pulling back to the area that we had reclaimed right there. Look at it. Look at it. So, I mean, that's what I think about the market, but I hope it makes sense. I'll be making a lot of videos starting today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be posting up the first one on this whole trap thing. I really, really want to nail that point home. It's just, I don't know. Don't get screwed by the market. Don't come and think that you can find the top. Go with it. Let's make the market our friend. The trend is your friend. Everyone says that. But yet, you look at everyone's trades and they're looking for shorts. 95% of my trades are longs for a reason. I still screw up the fucking longs too, but that's my problem, right? Like, I could be impatient, whatever, but I'm still better off looking for the longs because I understand that the overall wave, the overall trend goes with it. By the way, it's Friday. Make sure you got your lucky shirt on. If you don't have one, go buy one. See what color you like. Okay, buy one. I have two. Friday, come on. I love Fridays. All right, market's gonna open it up very soon. Let's do the crystal ball before this thing opens up and then it trips. The crystal ball indicator. All right, ducking choo choo train was up. I was there ranting, but kind of had a pretty decent entry there at the 20. All right, let's ask a question. I will. Thank you. Well, 58, 7. Fourth break. Still the first Let's find out if the crystal ball is feeling bearish. I'm not, but I'd like to ask. Certainly. God damn it. First day back, and it's got to be bearish, right? Yesterday was pretty. All right. So crystal ball is saying we're gonna have a pullback. Now the question is, at what time? It could be at the end of the day. It could be. So will we jump? There's a nice wick on the 50 chart up there. Not really. So crystal ball is not predicting a dump at open. He's expecting for that supportive break. So last question. So does that mean we're gonna pump then? Does this mean we will, or price will pump? All right. She said, yeah. There you have it. That's the crystal ball reading. She's saying we're gonna pump, and then the dump is gonna come in. Kind of makes sense a little bit too. I mean, look at this 15-minute chart frame here. It would, but again, I'm not gonna be looking for a short. I'm just simply telling you what the crystal ball might be seeing here. So there is a nice sizable wick up here. It got stuck at this resistance from the overnight last night. The resistance was very clear right here. Look at it. It even went to the tick. Do you think that this is coincidence? Come on, guys. Look at this. 57, 37, 50 was the overnight resistance at 8 p.m. Price got here at 8:30, right to the same tick, and it got denied. Do you think that this is some type of magical potion? I think that this here is felt like getting stuck there? No, they're telling us where resistance is at. It's right there. Look at it. It's right there. I'm gonna leave that line there. Where do we close that? A few minutes. Close at 24. Sorry, 27. Getting to see kind of what I do before I get on this. Gotta be ordered. So we closed at 58.28 yesterday. We are at 58.23. So there is a small gap to the upside. And 15-minute chart right now is kind of looking a little bit bear flaggy. Kind of trying to crack this bear flag there. So I don't trade patterns. I'm just. Let's see if they can dump this to 11. Probably. That would be a nice target for them. Because I got my support at 15. So if they can get down there. I mean, it's a mild support, but it would make sense to be taking some profit down there. Even 22 makes sense. All right, let's get ready. Let's get ready. We got 2 minutes, a minute left, a minute and a half. I gotta say, below that 22, it could be a very aggressive short, but I'm kind of looking at this potential M here. Again, I don't trade patterns, but you can clearly see that this level is getting pretty used up here right now. So we have 22. You can see was resistance. We reclaim it. We had some nice pushes already from it. And even right now, we had that nice wick that kind of got us bouncing, but didn't really go anywhere from that bounce there. And creating this kind of like, it was a little bit weird, but perhaps if it fails, we could be going down, but see. We'll see. I would not be taking that 22 short. I'm just saying it will work if it really wants to work, but I'm not into that. The one that works, fuck, you're gonna lose the other 10. Above 11, I'm looking for longs all day. A market's open for business. Come on, let's see. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? It's open for business now. NQ is starting to sell, so it's looking like it might be pulling back here. Well, I said NQ, but ES is kind of holding up at that 22. This is when I don't really want to be trading here. It's a little tricky. I like when they both lead, or when they both continue. NQ is looking very weak. So I'll be cautious on this bounce here on ES. I wouldn't be entirely sold yet. NQ is pulling back. That's when it creates this kind of like choppiness in ES. When NQ is dumping and ES is kind of holding like this, one or the other is going to happen. Either ES is going to follow NQ or NQ is going to just basically reverse and follow ES. But that's what creates this kind of like sometimes chop shit. NQ moves nice, aggressive. I've been tempted to trade NQ. I gotta say, it's a little tempting sometimes. Oh my gosh, look at that. ES is just going right through. We got down to the 23, right to the 29. We officially filled the gap from yesterday. Fucking NQ, man. I'm here looking at NQ. I should be looking at ES. That's what I trade. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Look at this beautiful candle. Look at this. Beautiful. Taking back 29 here. Can pull back. All right, this thing's going now. NQ's kind of reversing back now. Well, that 22 long. They're probably taking that, Leo. There'll be plenty more to come, but like I often say, it's about having your right plan. Above 11, it was longs for me all day. I was not looking for no short. It's just how aggressive do you want to be, right? Like, I know 11's the level I want to engage in, but above 11, I can still look for a long at 22, 15, but this is the hard part with trading, right? Like, you can have a good bias, you can have a good plan in terms of where price is overall going, but until price kind of gets to where your levels are at, you can't really do much. So all I can probably do is just maybe get better. Like, I could have had like 20 as an entry. You can see that right there again. This is a mild level of support, but it's working. Not coincidence at all. Like I said, I was not bearish at all. You don't need to guess when the pullbacks come in yet. And one thing I do not recommend too, especially on a market like this, is shorting resistances. So like, for example, I know that this 37.75 is where we got denied from overnight, right? We know this. Very clear. Right here, right? We have this double top there. I would not short that double top. There's no way I would do that. It's difficult because sometimes it'll work, but can't do it. It was looking Emmy and now it's looking W. Look at that. That's the U. And this is the F. Kind of I don't know what that means, but on the shorts, if you are short, the market kind of left you a hint. So if you're shorting, I don't know what FU means, but it said something about your short. Gosh, first day back, it is gonna get banned. Look at that V for goddamn victory right there. That was a nice push. I would have been already done with this. Especially getting back 22 the way to. Let's see if they can get a nice pullback here. He did close at 28.50. NQ is still looking. Ah, this is weird. Like I said, I like them working together. Right now, they're not really working together. A nice bounce there, but this is what I mean. You see NQ right there? Kind of dumping. Pulling back. Dollar's kind of pulling back as well, which also I don't really like to see. I would rather see the dollar showing strength as the S pulls back here, but I guess maybe those are indicators I might use. Sometimes it's not that I use them as an indicator. It's just I just like to observe some markets, dollar and. We're gonna be changing things up around here though. I'm not gonna be overly in a rush to be getting into trades like I was before because, like I said, it's above my levels, right? And when my levels are not in play, a lot of nonsense can happen. So, I mean, sometimes I'll be losing on stream and then making off stream, and it's like it's just unnecessary. Unless price is where I'm at, where I'm supposed to be engaging in, I'm not gonna be doing. I'm not gonna be taking trades. Sometimes I think it's the pressure too, a little bit. Or not pressure. There's no pressure, but when you're trading by yourself, I find there's a lot less pressure than when you trade with, like on stream, right? This is not to be used as an excuse or to be taken as none whatsoever. That is not what I'm trying to say with that. I'm just saying that, you feel a little bit different when you know that what you are doing here, it's gonna fucking stay on YouTube. Somebody's gonna see it. And I'm sure that there's a million different things that they're gonna criticize you about. So I don't really care about the criticism. It doesn't matter to me, but I'm just saying, like, in general, there's more pressure, right? So getting used to the whole thing. I'm fine with it. So that's why, this is exactly why we have created a free Discord here where you can come here, chit chat, do whatever you want, and of course, try to keep it market related here. We bounce off ideas. Been kind of slacking recently because of certain situations, which I don't want to get into, but talk about levels and stuff like that. I'll give you my plan ahead of time because I pretty much know my plan. Even on the weekend, you'll know about it on probably later on tonight. I need to see what the market closes at, and I can pretty much give my whole plan for the week. And if I'm not wrong, I mean, we always talk about how markets gonna continue to push for them. There is the link on the chat if you want to join. It is 100% free. I will never sell you anything on there. And no, it's not a sell signal thingy. I'm not gonna send you signals when to get long or when to get short. Rather, again, it's just a community of like-minded traders. If you want to learn more about support resistance levels, it's there for you. All right, so we're kind of going back down. We are right above where that gap was filled at 28 right now. The 15-minute chart is looking a little bit by the way, I don't know how the mic sounds, but if it sounds weird, let me know. Because I had some mic problems and I had to like delete the software. I had to reinstall it. And I don't know if I got my settings quite right. Sounds weird. Let me know. Tell me. Don't worry. Criticize it. All right, so we're beginning this pullback here. I'm just debating: is this thing really gonna pull back? Back on down. A very aggressive long here at the 29, but or 28 potentially would be better. See what price does when we hit 20. That was the price where we closed that on Friday. Sorry, yes, Thursday. Down to the. By the way, I miss streaming. Okay, I was not trying to give you an excuse about the stream that you guys are putting on pressure on me. No, I love this. I missed it. The last week, I'm like, something's just missing. I didn't I didn't like waking up not doing this. That's why health is your most important asset. Without health, I don't care what you lack. You can lack money, you could lack anything. When you lack your health, you will have a problem. Anything else is no problem. All right, so this aggressive long kind of working out so far. I was looking for 28 because that was the price where we closed that on Friday. Typically, not always, but we will kind of rally through it and then probably pull back to the 28. But today, of course, we didn't. So as aggressive as long as it is, and it's working out here perfectly, you got to understand that it could have pulled back even further, right? So this is the issue here. And even buying 28, it wasn't part of my plan, but it is aggressive long. Like on Leo, 1 point and tick, 5 ticks. Could have been filled. That would have been long already. Chasing that. You know, I do some funny things. Now that you're thinking, I'm like waiting for price to kind of pull back or continue. I'll tell you, I was looking at the stream and I was there talking about how I had a pink eye and stuff and laughing. Little did I know that my microphone wasn't working. And I left it on there. I'm like, no, this shit's gonna stay on. I'm not deleting that either. I was here talking about myself for like 15 minutes without the mic. God, I do so fun. It was OBS, man. I don't know. I'm telling you, I already cleansed my soul because I'm like, this is some luck and a half, man. I get this fucking virus, whatever it was. I get this pink eye, and then I come here. The microphone, everything works every single day. It works every day. I don't need to do anything to it. That day, it does not work. Why? That day I took the sign. I'm like, all right, I'm gone. I'm leaving. I just find it strange that all that went wrong. I mean, like, the mic never fails. I don't need to do anything about the mic or anything. Plugged in. All right. So I didn't get filled 28. I wanted to get filled 28 because that was the closing price of yesterday. But of course, Didn't quite go to the 29, 20. Remember, we do have resistance up here all the way at the 37.75. I don't know about shorting there, honestly. Just difficult. I mean, in a balanced market, yes, I would probably take it. But it's like they're gonna work whenever they feel like working. And so if you short 10 resistances, one of them will work. By the way, the all-time high right now is at 46.75. So we're also right below the all-time high. Like, I would argue that it could work that 37, but you know what I mean? It's difficult in the show. Very difficult. I feel like I'm picking the top. I'm gonna stay away from the show. Put it like that. As short as the price shows me weak. In this type of market, we need to see weakness. There's the almost a U here right now. Could be consolidating. And you know, above 11, if I had to toss a coin, we're pushing higher. Kind of bull flagging here right now. Okay, choo choo train one's up. This is when trading becomes difficult because, like, I know I can. Come on, look at this thing. Come on, I know it's gonna go higher, but could have taken a long there. But I just feel like that is not at all how what I stand for. Like that, this is not even this here though. I mean, this one maybe the back test here, but what was this at? 8:56. Not the right. I wasn't here setting up the stream, so I blame you guys. All right, so this 37.75 is resistance right now. We know this. We know. Question is if it's gonna hold. I would say no. I don't think it's gonna hold, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be getting long right here. Could have been long down there. Looks getting long down there. Look at this. Even the trend line break worked today right there. Boom. Beautiful. Boner right. The reason I'm always looking for these trend lines is because remember I used to trade it like that. I just got in the habit of always like looking at trend lines and stuff. I don't know if this one counts, but we pushed to 36.50 and we got denied there. So 1 point below resistance. This is why I would not want to be getting long here, knowing resistance is right here. I feel like a commentator right now. Fuck, I want to make some money, man. I don't want to be a commentator. I'm not a goddamn soccer commentator. Resistance is up there. The support is down here. Look at it. We just went from support to resistance. God damn it. So easy. So easy in hindsight. Get this thing out of here. I was looking for a 28 fill here. 28 was the closing price from Thursday, so I like that price. Never really got to it. Good business. I don't make no money today. I think I'm gonna turn on my Bet365 app. There's some games happening this weekend. All right, this thing's getting tight. Price is congesting right up here right now. By the way, we made a new all-time high again while I was away. I just want to tell you that if you thought that that was it, look at it. We're climbing right to the highs again. 46.50 is the current all-time high. We're a couple points short from it. Like, choo-choo train went up. I saw some guy, I'm not gonna say who, like he's a main big, like he's a big streamer, right? And they're talking about bearish sentiment and leaving like shorts for like a week or like out of the like a month or something like that. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, come on, who gives a fudge where price is gonna be in 2 weeks? Honestly, that's one. Number two, the fucking choo choo train just goes up. If you're gonna fucking do that, you might as well bet that the thing's gonna go higher. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm trying to criticize your overall thoughts. This thing will crash maybe one day, but one day, it's kind of like catching a blue moon, like always hunting for it. Quite never comes. So, all right, so there you go. We got that kind of push right there through. It's candles were getting pretty tight there. We got resistance right there. We know this coming right now. It's about to get tested. In fact, I think it already kind of. I'm not shorting this. Yes, it's resistance. Can it work? Yes. But I don't like them because one, this type of market, it is not a balanced market. We are on a very bull market, in case you haven't noticed. Should have been long 29. But here I am trying to be picky about price. 28. I want 28. This is called just buy the train, baby. Buy it. Till it pulls back. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we give it a shot short here at this 37 level? Hey, it might work. Remember, there's that one out of every 10 that does work pretty nice. So if we do pull back here, don't be like, oh my God, why are we pulling back here? Why is this thing pulling back? Why are we getting stuck here? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying it's going to. I'm just saying if it does. You're right. It's because I've been gone for a while. I'm hesitant on execution. I agree 100%. See if we get a nice little trap through here. Not a trap, but at least some test. So we're testing this level right now. We are testing it. You're right. That does have to do with me being gone for a while. So I'm trying to just take it easy here, but gotta get our feet wet. So we just hit it right now, right there. That was it. No, find out. It's ducking 15-minute candles, looking still pretty bullish. Treble short. See where this 2-minute candle closes at. The problem I'm looking for a short is because I don't have a long here, right? If we squeeze right through there, then we turn 37 into support, then yes, I'll look for the long, right? But that has not happened yet. Right now, we're just plain hitting resistance. If we push to like 40 and then come back above below 37, that would probably be the safest, in my opinion. All-time high is at 46. Isn't it? Fucking train, man. Long that 20. Getting stuck here right now. Forty. Quite get there. All right, I'll give this thing a shot, man. My gosh, man. We'll see. It's gonna be a quick trade, by the way. I'm not gonna let this thing give too much. Oh my goodness! Right when I say that, this thing either gonna get back into that 37 or it ain't. It's at 40, at 43, but general through that 40, go, baby. Bears gotta just here right now, but they don't. Yes, I know all that crap I said about shorting, okay? But I don't have a long here, so gotta get our feet wet here. This quick short here. Come on. Come on, these guys got to break through this 37. It looks like they're kind of trying to turn this thing into support now. So we got to get going through this level right here, right now, or else. Yeah, they held that 37. You can see that they're trying to hold it. They're not even breaking right. Got to break it. I want to see that 37 getting turned into support. We need to see that thing get cracked right now. ASAP. Hurry up, yes. We got 13 seconds left on this candle. Based on how this candle does, I'm going to probably just cut this. But come on. Still some time here. Close below 37. I guess I did something there. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I don't know if there's some numbers that just happened or something. Probably. Gotta watch out. We gotta go, 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 or else I'm getting out of this thing quickly. Come on, push, lower, push. I think there was some numbers or something. We gotta go, or else this thing's gonna reverse quickly. It's gonna leave this nice wick, and it's gonna be a dip buy, and then we basically go on higher. So we gotta. This thing needs to pull back now. Come on, yes. There was some numbers at 10 o'clock for some Michigan numbers. Two-star number. So it introduced a little bit of volatility. Oh, come on, man. Let's dip this ducking thing. I should go break even. I will be honest. Because if we leave this wick like this thing's going to rally. Okay, so. But you know what I think about break even? Pisses me off. We commit, baby. I'm going to leave that. That'll be my only trade on the stream, and then I'm gone. We closed below 37, but I'm not entirely sold that this thing's bearish. It was for a second. Now it ain't. That wick. Wick. Oh my gosh. Hitting 40 now. Oh my gosh. All right, it's going to stop me now. There we go. It was bearish up until it wasn't. You saw that little micro dip they had. So basically, again, it's just buy the dip. We have numbers, so now it does introduce more volatility. That's why I said that I should have gone break even, but I just don't like to. That's just me, though. You don't have to be like me. It worked until it didn't. Freaking, yes. That's it, though, for me. It's a Friday. I'm just going to take this one trade on stream. I'm not going to be forcing this thing right up this level. I have no long entry here for me. Even on this dip, if we had gone to like 28, maybe I would have flipped long there, but I mean, just got down to the 34. So it was a good trade up until it wasn't, obviously, now with the numbers, right? But it was an overall good trade there. Small trade, but we knew that the short was going to be a short trade if it was. It was not going to be a big, long trend by any means. So just manage your expectations on trades. Understand that, you know, while this did work, yes, but it just didn't have a big follow through. It's like that, like I said. Out of 10, you'll catch the one that will basically just fucking dump. But to look for always that one, you're going to lose too much. So that is a rare trade for me. Antonio said, I think shorts are looking 38.70. Yeah. 43. Buddy, you were off by a tick on that. Look at that. 43.25. I applaud you there. Not bad. Look at that. But you see, as you start to get better with technical analysis, right, and your own levels. Don't have to trade my levels, but what I'm saying is, as you build your own levels, as you start to see the game of this ping pong game, right, you'll have your own levels, you have your own edge, and once you can kind of get down to your levels and you can see that they work, and that will give you confidence in general taking your trades. We're good levels though. All right, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna try to record some more of that video I'm talking about. I'm gonna be on the chat here, and of course, it's 100% free to join. If you want to join a community of like-minded traders, I'll be there. Um, I'm gonna be there giving my plan for the weekend, and of course, if you want to have your input, your own plan, have share it there with everybody you can. So again, it's a community of like-minded traders trading support and resistance, totally free, 100% all the time. Feel free to join if you want. The link is on the chat. I'm gonna walk. This choo-choo train just went higher. It's fine. It's okay. It's expected. It's just not dipping enough for me to buy it as well. So unfortunately, I don't have a long here. As much as I could love and say, you know what, I should have waited for this little dip here. I could have got long here. I had no idea we could have potentially dipped from here, especially with numbers. This thing could have easily had gone down to the 28 and then popped right through. It didn't have that strength today. Bulls are firmly in control. Obviously, this thing just went up and up, up and away. So today's just those days where, even though it's going straight up, I don't have an edge in buying a straight boner candle here. Besides telling you that I'm FOMOing into it, right? So here I had a little bit of an edge with that short. It worked out until it didn't, and this is why I was managing trades as you feel. Should have gone broken even there, but didn't do it. So I'm happy with the one trade, though. At least, like I always say, you gotta make money with your plan, and you gotta lose money with your plan, both ways. Although I didn't really plan to short 37.50. I will take home. I'm already home. My gosh, look at this! It just freaking made a new high, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Again. Yep. Yep. 46.50, 49.50. Oh my. New highs, baby. Oh my god, look at this thing. Are you kidding? That's painful crap. It's okay, guys. Don't look at this and be like, you know what, we missed it, or you missed it, or whatever the case is. There's always more moves. Don't feel FOMO towards this. Yes, it's going straight up, but unless you were long from the bottom or overnight, it's just very difficult to be getting long here. Very difficult. This is that overnight. Look at that. This is the overnight support, which of course couldn't get touched today. It had to be overnight. And like I told you at the market open, there was traps already left at the bottom. The hints were left. They were told to us right here. The hints are right here. Right there. That is how I was able to know that we were, feel bullish on the day. It's not you don't just feel bullish or bearish. You got to have a technical reason for where market is going, right? So, and then this little micro short, it worked. It was nice little tiny short. I should have known that that's what it was going to be. Nice little tiny short. So it's not that the short was entirely a bad thing. It's just, come on. I would have not gone long there at 34. With the numbers, it's very difficult for me to argue that I would have known to get long there. I wouldn't. So, oh my gosh, new highs again. Beautiful. Now it's simple. We just marked that 37. What was it? 37.50. 46.50. I always put my new highs in yellow. It'll come into play later on. Wow, look at that. We even back tested the all-time high there. This thing's going up. You can see that push through the high, the back test, right to the 46.50. That's not coincidence. See that? It's not coincidence one bit. Your train one's up. That was the last bit of resistance. That 37 to 43, that was it. They couldn't do it. They couldn't bring price lower. Well, we go up. That was the back test right there. 37.50, right to the tick. Should have been long from. Know how it looks and sounds, but I've taken those trades many times. And today is working out beautifully. All right, I think that's it for me on the stream today. I'm gonna try and basically stream less now, maybe only for an hour in the mornings and maybe an hour in the afternoons. I don't know yet. But like I said, I want to try to switch things up here. That short today was gun break even. Either way, like the lifelong plan. So I want to stay basically less on this screen here, and then be obviously today it's gonna be very difficult to get an entry for me, right? But on days where we can be choppy or be, I don't need to be sitting here up all the way up until 11, 12 o'clock. I can just go on the Discord and we can talk there, and I can save my entries there, whatever, right? I'm not when I say my entries or stuff like that, it's not for you to follow or it's not for, it's more so for, again, self accountability. And at the same time, I know if I come here tomorrow and I'll be, well, I got long here and then look at this nice rally. Everyone's gonna be like, you're full of shit. Took one trade on stream, you lost, and then you made magically a good trade off stream. So the Discord gets rid of all of that. All right, so I'm gonna be done. Thank you all for tuning in. It's Friday, like I said. Make sure you, if you don't have one, try to get a lucky shirt. So it's Friday. We just made new all-time highs. The Choose Your Trenches once up. I need this thing to consolidate something above 47.50. We can consolidate above there. That would be a good thing. So I'm gonna go finish that video. And thank you, big thank you all. Antonio, good levels today. But Juju Trenches wants to continue to rally. So look at that. Very nicely. Exactly. You see what I'm saying now? The news doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't. I try to filter all of it out. It's not. But do you get what I'm saying now? Like, look at it. Even number, like, the numbers came out. I don't know what the numbers were. Obviously, I was sure it was against the grain, right? But we knew this shit. And like overall, if you had been long from the bottom and the numbers were coming in, you know just to leave it, right? Because the numbers don't matter. Elections, they might have some impact on the market, yes, but overall, price is king, and yes, and prices said it very clearly. We went up, and everything doesn't matter. We gotta try to filter out the outside noise. There could be wars happening. There could be everything. Well, yes, that is bad. That I don't want wars or anything like that. But at the end of the day, a lot of people will be like, oh, you know what? There was an attack on this country this weekend. Markets are gonna dump based on what President Biden or whatever might say. Save it. Just save your mental sanity. Let it go. The market only cares about one thing. We only need to care about one thing, and that is price. 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 All right, I'm done. I'm gonna go in the Discord now. I gotta finish this video. So if you want to still continue the conversation, it's right there. You can see that there. It is a free community. So feel free to join if you wanna talk about support and resistance after market hours. It is there. The link is on the chat. By the way, I'm back full time now. No more of this sloppy back and forth thingy. It was a sick vacation, all right? So we're good now. We're good. We're good. We got the demon now. We're gonna get this whole thing out. All right. So all right. So yeah, I'm gone now. So peace. Ciao, everybody.